Hey there, I'm John.
And I'm Josh.
We're talking about Week 8, the results of 2021 college football season. Interesting week.
It really was.
Let's jump into it. Let's start off with beginning with the disappointment.
Yeah, the Wednesday night game.
Yeah, the Wednesday night game. Coastal Carolina, they were ranked number 14. They went to App State, and we talked about them like they shouldn't struggle with App State.
No, because App State struggled very badly against Louisiana.
Yep.
It might now be the favorite to win the conference or Sun Belt, but we'll see what happens. They lost by 3 points, 30-27, and I believe App State kind of came from behind. I believe they had like a 14-0 lead. App State tied at 14-14, and there was just a battle throughout the rest of the game.
It was. So App State won that 30-27. Louisiana. I mean, they were struggling a bit as well.
Yeah, barely beat a 1-6 Arkansas State.
That's right.
So Sun Belt seems pretty open right now.
It does.
Yeah,
it does. So we'll see how that goes. But that really hurts as far as the Sun Belt in terms of Coastal Carolina.
Yeah,
nobody's really going to pay attention into them anymore at this point.
Agreed.
They had to go undefeated. Yeah. So then you had number 2 Cincinnati. They were at Navy. It was 27-20. So Cincinnati won it.
They did.
But Navy.
Pretty close game. Yeah, I would say Cincinnati was pretty disappointed in their performance for that game. That being said, every team struggles in the year, right? All the top teams have a close game. Yep. Cincinnati had theirs, and they won it, and that's what matters.
There were a number of those.
Yeah, they won their close game. Week. They did what they needed to do. I still think they deserve to be in the top 4 like they are.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, number 2, I'm not sure, but yeah. Then Northwestern was at number 6, Michigan. This one, it was funny because this one was actually pretty close at the half.
Yeah.
But then Michigan took off. You know, the good teams, the elite teams, they dominate in the second half.
They really do. 33-7. That's a blowout.
It is.
Michigan, handy fashion, especially impressive since they weren't looking towards the next week, apparently. They did what they needed to do.
Yep. And then Tennessee, they were at Alabama. And this one was also close at halftime.
It was arguably close going to the fourth quarter. Yeah. It was. Seemed like it might be a good game. Alabama scored 28 points in the fourth.
In the fourth quarter. And then Alabama had 40 minutes of the 60 minutes of possession.
So almost 66% of the ball was in Alabama's hands.
Yeah,
so.
that's crazy. So, that they did a good job in terms of, really first half, a little bit of struggling, a little bit of adjustment, but second half they did a great job.
Still the shakiest I've seen Alabama in a long time. I mean, they looked very dominant in the last quarter, but it's still, I don't know. There's still a lot of question marks in my mind. Receivers haven't really stepped up as much as past years. And then defensively, there just seems to be some confusion in the secondary.
Okay.
So,
I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
If a team scores 56 points, do you figure they won the game?
Yeah, absolutely. I would guess that.
Okay. Number 16, Wake Forest against Army. Army scored 56 points. Okay. Wake Forest had 70 points. Okay, that's a ridiculous number of points in the game. Wake Forest had 638 yards, most of those in the air. Army had 595 yards, most of those on the ground.
Yeah. So
2 very different styles of play.
Here's what I think. I think after a certain point, the defenses are just so. If an offense just scores every single drive, eventually the defense just gets so tired that they're just going to keep scoring, right? Yeah. And when it's so back and forth, neither team's going to stop scoring. That's how you have the score of 7-56. Either way, Wake Forest still leading the ACC.
Yeah. Yeah, it is crazy. If you just look at the sheet in terms of the scoring, I mean, it's a book. A lot of times it's just just a few lines. Okay, that's how many scores happen. This one is crazy to look at it. Number 3, Oklahoma was at Kansas. The surprise here, as dismal as Kansas is that this was a close game.
It's not a surprise anymore. Every single week, Oklahoma plays, and it's closer than it should be.
Yeah.
Every single week. I'll say it once. I'll say it again. I've said it almost every single video. Oklahoma is the most overrated top 4 team I have ever seen in the college football playoffs history. Like, it just blows me away. If they make it to the playoffs, it is a tragedy to college football.
A travesty or a tragedy?
Travesty. I mixed. It's both. I went ahead and mixed the 2 words.
Let's put them together.
Yeah, it really is. It's just they don't need to make it.
Yeah,
right.
That would have been hilarious if Kansas had won that. They were ahead in the third quarter.
Yeah, just choked it.
Yeah, they did. Said they would. Number 8, Oklahoma State was at Iowa State.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Oklahoma State was not even favored in this game, even though they're ranked number 8. Iowa State beats them 24-21. It was a close game. I'm telling you, Oklahoma State's schedule's tough.
It is.
It's a tough schedule. So they'll move back a couple in the rankings.
They've been bruising week after week after week. So,
yeah, I still have hopes that they'll beat Oklahoma. So we'll see what happens.
Illinois was at Penn State, and this was insane. Okay, I think they finished the game 13-13.
Right.
And so they had to go into overtime.
The 2 regular overtimes, neither team scores anything.
No.
So it goes into the 2-point conversion, which is the new overtime rules.
Yep.
And I believe 9 overtimes.
Yeah.
And all they scored was 20-18.
It literally took them, what, 5 overtimes, 6 overtimes before anybody scored anything.
Yeah, it was unreal.
And Illinois pulls this thing out over Penn State. So they just did not want to get that ball in the end zone. I mean, they couldn't. Either team. It was crazy.
Yeah. The Big Ten seems to be self-imploding a little bit here at the end.
Yeah.
The teams that seem to be pulling away are Ohio State. They look like a top-tier team right now to me.
They do.
And then Michigan and Michigan State. But both Michigan and Michigan State have struggled some. So curious to see what happens. Either way, Ohio State's only loss is to Oregon.
Yeah.
Who is a decent team right now.
They are a decent team right now.
So,
yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. They're likely to win the Pac-12.
Yeah, I would agree.
I would guess. Wisconsin was at number 25 Purdue, and Wisconsin
also favored, by the way.
Yes,
Even
which
though
is
they're
so
not
weird.
ranked.
Which is so weird.
So.
And they won it big, 30-13. I mean, it was they won that one well.
Yeah, if you pay attention to Wisconsin, they lost some close games at the beginning. They got blown out once, but it was all 2 relatively good teams, so they're not a bad team.
Purdue had just snuck into the top 25.
Yeah, because they stunned Iowa.
That's
so.
right. That's right. So, how about your upset picks?
You know, it was a tough week. I started with the SEC, LSU at Ole Miss.
After LSU had done so well.
The Lane train's still rolling, man. The Lane train is still rolling, 31-17.
They've only got one loss, and that's to Alabama.
To Alabama, yep. Yeah. All in all, I don't know. I'm impressed with what I'm seeing at Ole Miss. If they keep this up, all they need is for Alabama to lose one more game, and then they make it to the SEC championship game.
Yeah.
So there's some real pressure going on that side of the SEC. Obviously, Georgia is a fairly large favorite to win.
Pretty much by themselves in the East.
To win the East. Yeah. They do play, we'll see. They do play 1 or 2 tough teams here at the end stretch, but man, Ole Miss, they look good.
Yeah.
Second one, honestly not upset about it because I just enjoy every single week when this happens. Clemson at number 23, Pittsburgh. Clemson loses 27-17. Man, watching the press conference for that game, Dabo, it was something like, is DJ going to start from the next game? And he said something along the lines of, DJ going to start? I don't know if any of these players are going to have the starting job, right? He's like, it's a battle for every single position out there. I just want to win.
Yeah.
It's like, that's tough.
Yeah, that is tough.
Yeah, especially, I'm sure he's been very used to winning clearly behind the prowess of Trevor Lawrence, and Etienne and all those players. So, kind of like LSU, it seems like.
Yeah,
yeah.
It is. It is. All right. Well, hey, that was our Week 8 results. Join us when we look at the upcoming Week 9.